Mic check, mic check. Alright, what's up guys? This is going to be the last video about this build that I'm going to do. This is a build that I use to farm up all of my currency for a better build. It's basically a Voltaxic Rift Impulsa Lightning Arrow, but we're poison based. So with the Voltaxic Rift, I ended up getting a 6 link. I don't think you need a 6 link by any means. You can just get a 5 link. But I'm running the added chaos damage, the added lightning, barrage, Val toxins, and vicious projectiles. That would be the 5 link. And then critical strike affliction is just for more of the poison damage while you're attacking for the critical strikes. Basic helmet, life, resistances, evasion rating on it. It's not even qualitied, but it's cast when damage taken, a mortal call, precision, and arrow to agony. Arrow to agony gives us 10% more poison damage. Let me check. Yeah, 10% more poison damage. Plus, it deals a lot of damage itself to single targets, so it's pretty good in bossing, stuff like that. The Impulsas, I picked up a 6 link. The rolls could be better, but it's decent. And in the 6 link is Lightning Arrow, Greater Multiple Projectiles, Mirage Archer. You don't need Mirage Archer. If you only have a 5 link, drop Mirage Archer. Elemental Prolif, added lightning damage, and added chaos damage. I tried to get as much added everywhere I can because you can get more multipliers off the tree, and because the bow doesn't do very much damage itself, I wanted to increase the range of the damage it did, and by adding flat damage, you're increasing the range, and there are times to where adding flat damage is going to give you a higher damage output than the increases or some of the more multipliers, I guess. But that's the Impulsa. The Amulet added lightning damage to attacks. Not really worried about the physical damage, but it was there. It has all attributes, strength, and dexterity. Without this amulet, I cannot wear any of my gear. This amulet is what is allowing me to wear my gear because it has the all attributes, it has the strength. I crafted life, but it has lightning res on it, and increased global critical strike chance. The main role you want on it is probably the attributes and the added flat lightning damage. If you can get crit multiplier, if you can get crit chance, that's great. But the mod you're looking for the most on the amulet is life. Whatever resistance, if you need to cap resistance on an amulet, whatever resistance you need, but the added lightning damage is the highest one. Whatever gives you the highest added lightning damage is the one you would want. So whichever one you could pay for along with the attributes, because you don't want to spec into like prowess plus 30 in strength or thief's craft plus 30 intelligence. You can get that on your gear, which is what I did. That's the amulet, flat added lightning damage and life, resist. If you can get crit chance, crit multiplier, great, but you want those attributes. Same thing as the helmet. The intelligence, 39 intelligence, was so I would be able to save the passives on the tree and just get the requirements I needed on the gear. Of course, Winter Weave to reverse the effect of chill. Ice Fang Orbit to chill you when you're poisoned. Along with the Golden Rule, which poisons you, inflict or reflected back to you. You have a 100% chance to poison with Arrow to Agony up, because Arrow to Agony also gives where's it at? Chance to poison is 20%. So you get 20% chance to poison from Herald of Agony. You get 40 you get 40% chance to poison on hit with Noxus Strike from the Assassin Ascendancy. Um you also get chance to poison from these nodes right here, which is Swift Venoms. So 15% chance to poison on hit, poison duration, uh, increased poison duration, damage over time multiplier, increased attack speed. And where else do I have chance to poison? This is all chaos damage over time. I'm pretty sure I have a 100% chance to poison. Don't I? If I don't, the build is still working, so I don't think it would really matter. Where is my chance to poison? So chance to poison from main hand hits is only 80%. You want that to be 100. I guess I'm running around with 80%, which it doesn't really matter at this point because the build's still working exactly the way that I want it to. It's farming. So like if you wanted to spec out of some things, you could run over here and grab Fatal Toxins and just get the chance to poison from the first one right there. But I'll get into that later. So the golden rule chills you when you poison an enemy. Yeah, so it chills you when you poison. So you get poisoned yourself. And hold on. The golden rule reflects poison back to you. The Ice Fang orbit chills you when you're poisoned. The Winter Weave reverses the chill of the poison. That's what it is. You want to be unaffected by poison, so I grabbed a Watcher's Eye, which is right here, and unaffected by poison while affected by malevolence. So I'm required to run malevolence while I'm running through the maps because that's the way I get unaffected by poison. Excuse me. You can also be unaffected by poison through a helmet. If you don't really need the resistances, the helmet. I'm looking through boots right here. The helmet right here, Maw of Conquest, unaffected by poison. That's the only mod you want from Maw of Conquest. It's unaffected by poison, so it's okay for you to be poisoned because you will no longer take damage from poison. Also, the golden rule gives you chaos resistances per poison on the enemy. So 1% to chaos resistance per poison on you. Poisons you inflict are reflected to you if you have fewer than 100 poisons. So you can stack 100 poisons on yourself and that will give you 100% to chaos resistances. And this is how we're capping our chaos resistance through the self poison. The gloves, I have curse enemies with despair on hit, attack speed, flat added lightning. I don't care about the cold damage. It's flat added lightning, and the rest of the mods don't really matter. If I could have gotten a life roll on these, I would have gotten a life roll because I'm low on life anyway. I'm only at 3.9, like almost 4k life. But it's used to farm maps, so it's doing exactly what I want it to do. I've been running tier 10s, tier 11s, just quickly as fast as possible, popping in and out of what's it called? Like the Crucible, I guess. The belt is just life resistances. The boots, life resistances. I crafted movement speed and chance to gain onslaught, which is just more attack speed, more movement speed, but it's on kill. So it moves really, really fast while you're attacking things. But if there comes like a 4-5 second delay of you not attacking something, you're gonna feel the difference in your movement speed. but life resistances on the boots, movement speed. You want a good movement speed mod, 25% at the least. But I get onslaught on these boots, so 19% increased movement speed isn't really that bad. Um, the quiver is life resistances. This has critical strike chance, critical strike multiplier, and added chaos damage. Trying to stack as much flat added damage as possible. That's what I did. It works. This is not going to kill every single boss for you. No. I use this build to farm maps to get the currency for a build that will take me to endgame, and I'll show you what I'm going to be running here after I get done explaining all this. But yeah, crit chance, crit multiplier. It doesn't have an added flat lightning roll because those start to get really expensive. About 90% of these items you could get with a couple chaos. It's very cheap, very easy to use, and just to farm maps, like, yeah, it works. For the flasks, 1500 to armor. The increased duration and increased crit chance and stuff. I guess it matters a little bit, but what you really want is the armor. You want 20% more armor, 20% more evasion, and 15 to evasion rating. I have a life flask for grants immunity to corrupted blood. If you really wanted to get down to it, I guess if you're a higher level than I am, I'm level 90. You can get these chaos resistance passives. Grab one with evil, and for the mastery, you can grab corrupted blood cannot be inflicted on you, but that will help with corrupted blood, but it does nothing for just general bleeding. You can still be inflicted with bleeding, so just grabbing the life flask with, grants immunity to bleeding and grants immunity to corrupted blood kind of kills two birds with one stone. So that's the gear. That's the flasks. The way I have mine set up is used when you hit a rare or unique enemy. And then these ones are used when adjacent flask is used. So with the armor flask, if I hit a rare or unique enemy, when that goes off, these two go off. If I hit a rare or unique enemy, when this one goes off, these two also go off. So depending on how quickly you are gaining flash charges and running around and killing stuff, you could have 100% uptime on this. But my problem is if I start to go in the wrong way, or if I had like killed too much in one shot, I find myself running for a while, and then you might be down on flasks and then having to kill stuff to get your flash charges back. But yeah, you should be able to keep 100% uptime on that. Let's go over here to the passive tree real quick. Of course, we're assassin. So I did Noxious Strikes. I did Ambush and Assassinate, Opportunistic, along with Mistwalker. The reason I went Opportunistic instead of Toxic Delivery is because I found myself getting more out of Opportunistic. I still don't know which one's better, but it's what I ran with. If you do go 100% chance to poison, I just saw I only have 80% chance. You want 100%, but 80% chance is working for me, so it's not broken. Nothing really to fix there. You can go Toxic Delivery, see how it feels for you. If not, you can spec out of it and go Opportunistic like I did. For the most part, I have a lot of evasion and not enough life. But I did go into Coordination, up to Blood Siphon, Assassination, Cold-Hearted Calculation, and I have this one Intelligence node that's helping me wear my gear. I did grab Wasting, and then for the Chaos Mastery, it's 1 to Chaos Damage Overtime Multiplier per 4 Chaos Resistance, which synergizes well with the Golden Rule and the Self-Poison, because you poison yourself and it gives you chaos resistances, and that chaos resistances gets turned into chaos damage overtime multiplier. so it works out pretty well. Um, grabbed grabbed wasting. I grabbed this jewel socket for the replica hot headed. It's just more attack speed when chilled, more movement speed when chilled. Since we do have that self chill on us, I came down Revenge of the Hunted. Then I grabbed Clever Thief, which is attack damage leeched his life, attack damage leeched his mana, which is how we sustain our mana. The life leech really isn't like that good, but when you're killing packs of mobs, it might just save your life. And then I got 30% increased damage while leeching, since we're always trying to leech mana anyways. We get 30% increased damage while leeching. Blood Drinker, and 50 to maximum mana as the life mastery. Leech masteries 30 increased damage while leeching. Accuracy, I did grab depth perception. With no accuracy mastery, I came up, I grabbed the jewel socket for the golden rule. Then I came down, I got piercing shots, which projectiles pierce 2 additional projectiles, so that's 2. And then the one right next to it is projectiles pierce an additional projectile, which is 3. So you pierce 3 targets for 3 nodes on the tree. And projectile mastery is 15% more projectile speed, so your arrows just fly faster and hit things. I don't really think that does anything at all for damage, but it looks cool, so I grabbed it. That's the projectile mastery. Grabbed piercing shots. I grabbed survivalist, which is resistances evasion. The evasion mastery, I got 100% increased evasion. The evasion rating on the armor, since Impulsa has horrible evasion rating, I tried to boost that up a little bit. Then I came down, I grabbed the crit nodes, I grabbed Heartseeker, and the critical mastery is 25% to critical strike multiplier against unique enemies. I grabbed all the bow nodes, King of the Hill, Master Fletcher. The bow mastery, I got 20% chance to gain phasing for 4 seconds on kill, and movement speed, 8% increased movement speed while phasing. While you're mapping and running through stuff, you should always be phasing for the most part. Came down to this accuracy node. I grabbed, I don't know how to say that, but yeah, for the accuracy mastery, it's dexterity's accuracy bonus instead grants +3 accuracy per dexterity. Since 1 dexterity is 2 accuracy, it turns that 2 into a 3, so it's a way to cap my accuracy. Then I grabbed Swift Venoms. With the poison mastery, poisons you inflict deal damage 20% faster. I did grab herbalism, and for the life mastery, it is 10% increased maximum life. I came over, I grabbed intuition, into quick step, to finesse, up into Heart of Oak. So quick step is suppress spell damage movement speed, intuition is increased maximum life, finesse is attack speed, accuracy, and Heart of Oak is increased maximum life. And then I spec down over here into Fleetfoot, move speed, evasion rating. For the evasion mastery, I got 40% increased evasion rating if you've been hit recently. So if you get hit, it's 40% increased evasion rating. Did I go over Revenge of the Hunted, which is life evasion also? And for that evasion rating, 10% increased movement speed if you haven't taken damage. So while you're running around in maps, if you haven't been hit, you're just moving faster, running faster. Came down, I grabbed Point Blank, moved up, and I grabbed Thick Skin with no life mastery because I don't really see one that's worth it. I mean, regenerate 2% of life per second while moving might be worth it, but who knows. I did grab Freedom of Movement, which is evasion, move speed. And this evasion mastery is you cannot be stunned if you haven't been hit recently. So basically, if you haven't been hit and there's a hit that was supposed to stun you, you're not going to be stunned by it, but you'll still take the damage. And then I grabbed Wind Dancer. And then I find myself specking over to the projectile and critical chance, the lethality. I'm kind of done with this build for right now. It served its purpose for me already. I have plans to go and build another character. But if I were to continue with this, I mean, I'd probably go, now that I know I only have 80% chance to poison, I'd bring that up to 100. And I'd probably start getting spell suppression. And then there's a spell suppression mastery that turns critical strike chance is increased by chance to suppress spell damage. So I would make my chance to suppress spell damage my critical strike chance, which as of right now, I think my spell suppression. Hold on, let me turn all this stuff on. My spell suppression is only 27, so that would be 27% crit chance added to whatever my crit chance is. I didn't go over all my gems, did I? Cast when damage taken, Immortal Call, Herald of Agony, Precision in the helmet, in the boots. It's Plague Bear with Hydrosphere and Defiance Banner. Defiance banner is increased armor, increased evasion. In the gloves, Malevolence, and Withering Step. I actually put my Withering Step on my left click. That way, as I'm walking around or moving around, you automatically gain phasing, like this. And if you're around a boss while you're moving, you'll also build withered stacks on the boss if you're close enough. So, since we do have point blank, we're trying to barrage the boss, but there are times you need to run away or just, you don't want to stand still for too long, so you're moving around. So there are times that you're just going to be moving around, and while you're moving, your Withering Step will go off and build withered stacks on the boss while you're barraging them or attacking them or doing whatever. And you move faster because it gives you phasing, it gives you elusive, you get increased movement speed while you're phasing. So yeah, that's Withering Step. Plague Bear, I just pop that defensively. If too many people are around me, or if I'm fighting a boss and I got full Plague Bear, I'll just pop it and try to kill the boss faster. Is that it? Yeah, no cluster jewels, no nothing. You don't even need the Watcher's Eye. You don't need the replica hot-headed. Golden Rule is mandatory though. And I think that's about it. Yeah, that is about it. That's the build. It's been working for me. Now, let me show you what I'm going to be speccing into. So this is the gear that I was able to farm up. Well, I was able to farm the currency for this gear using this build. So I have a Hope Shredder right here. I have a Feral's Fur. I have a Arn's Anguish. I have Dark Ray Vectors, the Dragon Skull Boots. I have gloves that convert 25% of physical damage to cold damage. And I have Badge of the Brotherhood. And I have a ring that gives me Aspect of the Cat, plus a lot of flat added cold damage, flat physical damage, and cold resistances. This is going to be an Ice Shot build. It's going to be played as a Slayer. So what Slayer does is it turns your maximum frenzy charges into your endurance charges. And what Badge of the Brotherhood does is it takes your maximum frenzy charges is equal to your maximum power charges. So what your maximum frenzy charges is equal to your maximum power charges. I actually might be able to run this on... I don't know, I might have messed that up. Your maximum frenzy charges is equal to your maximum power charges. So I think I need to start stacking power charges. I was just going to stack frenzy charges. But, yeah, that means I can get rid of these boots. I don't need those anymore. But yeah, Arn's Anguish for Slayer will give me my, power, my, fuck, what am I trying to say? It will give me my endurance charges when I gain frenzy charges, and that's what I have Feral's Fur for. is for frenzy charges and power charge generation whenever I have Aspect of Cat, which I have on the ring. And this belt gives me brutal charges from those endurance charges, and brutal charges give me 3% chance to deal triple damage per endurance charge. So I should have three, four, five, six, seven power charges, something like that, or eight power charges, which is like 20% chance to deal triple damage, which doesn't seem like a lot, but 20% chance in some fights is going to be ridiculous. So yeah, I need to start stacking power charges, which just means I got to get rid of these boots. Start getting power charges. But yeah, I farmed up all this gear for an ice shot. We're going to be playing ice shot, which is the Hope Shredder, and probably stacking power charges. Unless I can get endurance charge generation somehow. We'll see. But yeah, that's the build. This is what we're doing. Um, the build on this might change up a little bit, so we'll see. Anyway, yeah, that's the last of this build for now. Nothing on it's really going to change. And you guys should try it out. It's an easy build. Barrage single target, lightning arrow, explosions are pretty dope. But if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. If you want to see more of this content, you could subscribe. And if you want to know exactly when I drop a video, hit that bell notification. Anyway, I'll see y'all in the next video. I'm going to now figure out, I misread this Badge of the Brotherhood. Your maximum frenzy charges is equal to your maximum power charges. I was going to start stacking frenzy charges, which is why I chose Slayer. But to be quite honest, I'm already an assassin. All I need to do is respec this character, and instead of going for Noxus Strikes, I could straight up grab Unstable Infusion if that's the route I want to go. But then I would no longer have need for Arn's Anguish, because I have no way to get brutal charges. Unless I can figure out a way on how to, get endurance charges. But yeah, I will see you all in the next video.